So I think the community uses the term unboxing a little too loosely. I consider unboxings to be something like taking an action figure out of the box that it lives in, or something you truly have to unpackage. Like if the item does not live inside a package, it's just being shipped in a package, but you're gonna throw the package away. Like, the package is just used to deliver, not to protect. Uh, I don't think we have to call it an unboxing. That's just my opinion. Um, so yeah, let me step back here in the closet, the bottom tier closet of shame with all the shoes on the floor that you can probably hear. So this is take 3 or 4. I don't know. I should start including blooper reels in this thing. But I got a comic in the mail, and the Gemini mailer, and I'm gonna open it for you guys. Something I got off of eBay. I still shop on eBay. I feel like you can find. Here, I'll just talk about it while I'm unpacking. I feel like Whatnot is starting to get crazy. Now, I'm not talking bad about Whatnot. I have never purchased anything off Whatnot. There are great people on Whatnot, people in this comic book community on Whatnot. I think Rage Theo from Morbius Comics, like, he's a guest panelist on Comic Relief over on Morbius Comics channel. I think he sells. I watch Skeff's comics. If you know who Skeff is, if you're familiar with that crew, Brother Andy Comics or Andy Man Comics, I can't remember his name. Chris from Journo's Comics is on Whatnot. And I'm sure there are other people I follow in the community that are on Whatnot. So I'm not saying Whatnot is a bad place. Please go support these people and look up their channels. And purchase something if you feel like you're in a position to hit the buy button. Here's the book. Okay, I can flip it around. I'm going to set it down. The packaging was too good, in my opinion. Too good. Yes, your packaging can be too good. I'm going to put this Gemini mailer out of the way. Probably should have put you guys on pause to do that, but that's how we do things here at Bottom Tier. We're bottom tiering it. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. We're not doing the fancy cuts. They shrink wrapped. My comic. What I was saying about Whatnot. So yeah, not only support those good, fine people of the community selling on Whatnot, but I feel like it's getting a little crazy. Like, if you're in a room with a couple dozen people, a couple hundred people, the FOMO is going to be high. There's going to be more chance of people in there with FOMO. Your chances of entering a bidding war is greatly increased. And that's just the nature of Whatnot. That doesn't make Whatnot evil. That doesn't make sellers corrupt or greedy capitalists. It's just the nature of Whatnot. More people in a live auction greatly increases the chance of people with FOMO being in there, and then it greatly increases your chance of entering a bidding war with people, which greatly increases your chance of overpaying for a comic book. That's just the facts. That's plain and simple, matter of fact. Don't take it personal if you love Whatnot. There's one thing I want to check on this book. We can look at it together. It'll be an organic thing. But yeah, that is why I shop on eBay still, which I'm sure many of you still shop on eBay. That's nothing new or different. Um, I feel like you can still find deals on eBay, like the deal I found here. Um, oh, good, they used a reusable comic. I would prefer this. I would prefer the reusable, like stuck together book for a book being shipped in, not for my collection, but for a book being shipped in. What is this? All right, so I'm sure I've already spoiled the book, but I bought Marvel Comics Presents 72. Yes, it is 72. Sorry. The origin of Wolverine, and I purchased this book for $13 free shipping. I only paid for tax on this, so it came out to about $14. I feel like it was a great deal for the condition it's in. I don't know what this is though, and it's like perfectly placed in Daredevil's hand. I don't know. That bothers me. But yeah, there's some kind of tape thing. If you know what this is, if this is part of the book or whatever this is, it doesn't look like it's part of the book. It's going over the Daredevil label. Um, put it in the comments. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but this is where that tape is. And okay, you can see it because of the light, but there's no like tear on the page. I'm gonna try. I don't know if I want to peel this off. It's stuck on there pretty good. Anyways, Origin of Wolverine. Marvel Comics Presents 72. Haven't read it yet. I'm probably gonna get in. When I collect all the Weapon X issues. I'm going to get into this. I need to be up to date on this portion of the origin. You know, Wolverine has a unique origin story. So this was the first origin story. And it was a unique origin story. Obviously, I haven't read this, so I don't want to act like I'm the expert or anything. But what I do know is this is about how he was given the metal skeleton over at Weapon X, and how he was supposed to be a weapon of war. So that's about all I know. That's about all I'll speak about. But there was no origin. Well, this is the origin, but there was no backstory. We don't. I'm not even sure we still know where Wolverine was born, who his parents were, or any of that. But later on, let's say 20, 25, 30 years from this issue, Marvel came out with a series called Origins, and really hashed out Logan's childhood, and we learned that he's like 200 years old or getting close to 200 years old. I think he was born in around the time of the Civil War, or maybe a little before that. So yeah, $13. Marvel Comics Presents 72. Real excited to get into this. This checks off a book on my 2022 want list, so glad to mark that off, and for such a decent price. Now I realize that tape's on there, so so I realize that's probably why I want it for $13 uncontested. But I mean, the book is probably a 7.5. I mean, or 7.0. I mean, I think it's an immaculate book. It's just got it's got some color rub and some spine ticks. the corners aren't perfectly sharp, and there's a color breaking bend down here at this corner. Um, but I don't need a high grade. I don't need a crispy copy. This is crispy for me, for my standards. For Copper Age books, I think this is Copper Age. It could be a '90s book, mid '90s book. I'm not sure, but I would definitely consider this a crispy copy by my standards. Um, Excited to have it in the collection, and I've got FOMO about Wolverine bad, and it's crazy to think about all these years ago. Um, I've been in the hobby over 9 years now, and I would say within my first year or two in the hobby, in 2013 or 20 in 2013 and 2014. So we're in the lull. We're in a valley during this time for Wolverine keys, and man, I remember back then seeing like Hulk 181 for like 750, $700, if that, and thinking, wow, like I'll never afford that. Um, it's crazy to compare that to today. I'm living through. I've seen like the peaks, the COVID boom in real time. I was here before it, and I'm gonna be here after it. It's just crazy to see what Wolverine books are doing, and he's not even in the MCU. Um, Hugh Jackman, a couple years ago now, teased something on social media, could have been Instagram or Twitter, about spending time with this guy. If you remember the clip I'm talking about. And behind him was Ryan. It was either a CGI Deadpool or actually Ryan Reynolds dressed as Deadpool. And the internet went crazy, ballistic, over just that clip, and it never got fulfilled. We still don't know much about that clip. What sparked the clip? And then there was a clip, or there was a picture that surfaced, I believe, of Hugh Jackman and Kevin Feige, I believe, at some event. Internet went ballistic. Still nothing. Years later, literally years later, Hugh Jackman and Wolverine and certain mutants, I almost said the mutants, certain, we know Wanda Maximoff is in the MCU, and she's a mutant. I don't know how they're gonna tell her story going forward. I don't really know if she's getting, well, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I don't know the state of Wanda Maximoff, be it her backstory. Are they going to turn her into a mutant? Are they going to keep her a witch? Or where is her future going? I don't know. Only time will tell. And that's all I want to say about that. But yeah, certain mutants are not in the MCU as of now. And so I'm just glad to have the origin. Like, I could see this being a $100 book at the peak. If they do like a really good, proper Wolverine Origin, I easily, that could be even like my copy, the 7.0. Now, maybe not the tape. And I'm not flipping this book. This is for the PC. But even with the tape, $100 copy, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is what I talk about to other people. I don't speculate. Like, I never buy comics with the intent to hold them for a period of time, watch the value increase, and then lock in profits by selling at a higher price. I don't personally do that. I'm going to be honest. I am interested in doing that. I am interested in starting a side collection that is specifically for flipping. However, everything you see around me, like, none of it's for sale. The book I just bought's not for sale. But comic collecting's getting kind of expensive. I'm getting to the point where I'm making enough money now, and I'm very blessed. I worked hard to get to where I'm at. Not a flex. But I'm getting to a point where I'm making enough money to where I can chase certain books in a certain price range, but I'm still priced out of these really big books. I see a lot of these really big uh, channels like buying these huge keys, and I'm just so envious. Like, man, I'm down here with FOMO on Marvel Presents 72, and that's roughly a $30 to $50 book right now, on raw, not slabbed. And I would love to be having FOMO and the ability to purchase Hulk 181. That would be a nice place to be in. Um, and I think one way I can get there possibly quicker than just relying on one source of income is flipping comics. And I think there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. However, that's not what I'm talking about. When I talk about using a speculative mind, is what I tell people. I don't speculate, I don't flip. However, I use a speculative mind. I try to pay attention to the market. Now, I'm not on Microsoft Excel or PowerPoint crunching numbers, comparing and contrasting eBay last solds and getting on GPA and all this. I don't do the market research, but I try to have a finger on the pulse of the market in terms of, oh, okay, this character's peaking. He's coming into the MCU. We've got all the announcements. Maybe a trailer's dropped that I don't need to buy right now. And right now is a good time, I think, to buy Wolverine stuff. And we're starting to run out of time for certain Wolverine books. As Jeff from Comic Book Canon likes to say, the train has left the station on certain books. Wolverine has, for sure. So, again, I'm glad that I secured this for a great deal. Bought it during the Valley, I think. And I don't have to worry about that book anymore. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing. I just called it an unboxing. Hope you enjoyed this mail call. Continue to use eBay. Utilize your Instagram markets, live auctions, your YouTube live auctions, whatnot. Go to the LCS and support small businesses. But don't forget eBay. You can still find deals. Granted, mine was a deal because it could possibly be tainted. I don't know what this black thing taped to my comic book is. But yeah, you can still find deals out there on eBay. Don't just get off it completely. Shop wisely, compare, be mindful of your purchasing. That's really the biggest thing over the platform you're using. Hope you enjoyed this. I can't believe I found a way to talk about one comic for 18 minutes, but I did. And so I'm going to get off here before you fall asleep. Until next time, guys, as always, thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting on my content. Everything you do for me is always, always much appreciated.